My guests today are Craig and Meredith Bennett of Road of Life Coaching and Road of Life Podcast. Craig, Meredith, welcome to the Driven to Thrive podcast. This is my first interview I've done since I rebranded the show, so I'm totally going to screw this up a lot. Just
We're just rolling with it.
Oh, we're excited to be here. Can't wait.
Super pumped to be here. Thanks for having us.
Now, I like to start out on the lighter end. So how's your trivia skills?
Trivia
Pretty
skills,
good.
I'd say fair. Hers are way better, but let's
We'll
see.
see.
Let's see.
We'll see.
All right. Some pop culture trivia for you. What does BAE stand for in slang? Is it A, babe, C, babe and everything, B, before anything else, or D, bond always eternal?
I would have said A myself.
I would have said A, but when I heard B, I want to go B.
All right. Now, guys, you know the rules. Don't cheat. Don't look ahead. Don't look this up on the Slang Dictionary. We'll get back to that later in the show because it's not really that important. In your own words today, who are Craig and Meredith Bennett?
Ooh, that's a deep one right off the
Right
hop.
off the hop, coming out hot.
I would say Craig and Meredith we're best friends, we're business partners, we're life partners, and we are designing the life we want to live together. We're co-creating our life so that we get to live the life of our dreams.
I would say we're purpose-driven entrepreneurs who want to make the world a better place.
I like that. Now, I was watching one of your videos, prepping for the interview. I got asked, have we taken up goat yoga yet?
Not yet. That video, very new. Still doing the research on where we're going to go for goat yoga, but we are going to do goat yoga. I'm still convincing her that we're going to do goat yoga.
I'm not super convinced I want to get peed on by a goat, but I'm willing to give it a try.
So we heard it here first. We're going to do goat yoga at some point.
Fair enough. All right, guys, here's the speed round. We just want to spend a little time getting to know you guys. If you could be in any movie, what would it be?
If I could be in any movie, wow.
I don't know, Deadpool?
Wow. Cool.
And I immediately wanted to change my mind to Fast and Furious.
Fast and the Furious is a great one. Wow.
I don't watch enough movies, apparently.
I think it'd have to be a sports movie for me, like getting to live a
Draft day.
Maybe like a draft. So a sports movie where you get to make the last shot, or like I don't know what that would be off the top of my head, but let's go with draft day for lack of a better.
So is that football? I don't know, draft day.
Yeah, it's a football movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would want to be like kind of live out my childhood dream of being like making the winning shot to win a championship. So whatever movie that is, that's the movie I'd want to be.
I love it. Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Best playground insult?
Ooh.
Best playground insult? I don't really know.
Coming from my own life, don't pass it to Meredith. She's scared of the ball.
Best playground insult. Jeez. Put me on the spot here. Hopefully you're going to be able to edit all this dead space. Classic Yo Mama. I don't know. It's probably the worst one, really, but
totally.
That places you right at the beginning of Gen X and the end of Gen X, beginning of the millennials, yeah?
Correct.
Bingo. Yeah.
I'm 45. I know my own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any Gen Xer at the end. That's your moment. Worst song ever.
Worst song ever. Oh my goodness.
What's that stupid song from Lamb Chops? This is a song that doesn't end.
Yeah. Now it's in my head. And now it'll be there forever. Worst song ever. I don't know that.
Something by S Club 7, maybe?
The Lamb Chop song really does suck.
I hope that wasn't just Canadian, because now no one's going to get it.
Oh no, I
Lamb,
grew up with that.
Phew.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. I don't.
The show and the characters were internationally loved. The song was internationally, globally hated. So,
Yeah.
totally with you there. What purchase of $100 or less have you made in the last year that's had the most significant impact on your life?
$100 last year.
In the last $100 or less.
Okay, that's not 100. That was
No.
more.
I don't know. I kind of almost feel like the big water bottle, because I used to walk around and drink very little water in the run of my day, like shriveled like a raisin most days, and didn't even know it. And once I got a water bottle that was like at least a half a gallon, I used to have a gallon one. It was just kind of big to lug around. And once I got the big water bottle, then it made me drink water. And I think I'm way better for it.
I'm going to say the book, The Mountain Is You.
Good one.
By Brianna Wiest.
All right.
It's a cool book. And it's about mastering the mountain that is you. You're the only person that's holding you back from the things that you want. And it spoke to me in a way that most books haven't really been able to get to me, I guess.
Never underestimate the power of a good book. You find one that just. I read something the other day. I was sitting waiting for my daughter to finish something, and I've been reading through a book, and I read something, and it just hit me. It was like, and it wasn't like a new concept, but it was just like it was the right wording at the right moment to just have that profound. And it's like,
yeah,
knocked for a loop. I just had to stop and break.
Yeah,
yeah. Such a good book.
Let that sit for a second. Yeah.
Choice of weapon for the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, definitely the what's his name use?
A crossbow?
Yeah, crossbow for sure.
Crossbow?
Yeah. Daryl. I'm a big Daryl fan from The Walking Dead. I want Daryl's weapon.
Crossbow. That's a good one. For the zombie apocalypse, I'm thinking like a samurai sword or something. Really sharp blade.
You don't have to search for, projectiles then either, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always have it like with a gun, you always have to worry about ammo and trying to find it and figuring something out.
Right. Yeah, the one that had the sword on her back.
The sword, it's always kind of there. You got to be quick though.
Yeah.
You got to be quick, but that's mine.
Good one.
That's one of those eternal zombie debates. Use a melee weapon because I don't have to worry about loading it, or
Yeah,
true.
Right. It's a hard choice.
What's yours?
Mine? Oh, I would definitely go with a battle axe.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Battle
one.
axe.
Yeah.
I like the big. I don't think real Vikings use battle axes like that, but the ones you see in like the comic books that are just stupidly large, like Conan kind of thing.
Yeah,
love it.
Something with a lot of oomph behind it, so you just got to get kind of like a baseball bat.
Yeah,
nice.
I like it.
Most awkward story.
Most awkward story. I'm trying to think of okay. So, not that long ago, actually. All right. My mother-in-law, her mom, was over one day and complaining about someone, and
not me.
And I just said, are you open to a different point of view, like have a conversation about this? And she's like, yeah. I said, the reason that you're feeling the way you're feeling about this particular person,
so annoyed at them,
is because You're exactly like them. Like you're and that went over as well as you can imagine. And that was super awkward for the rest of the conversation, for sure.
Yeah. For sure. What's mine? Most awkward story. Any thoughts?
Um, awkward story for you? Um,
Now, for all of you who are listening, this is the really hard part. You see out here. You gotta tell that right story, but not the too awkward story.
Like I can't.
have you ever put your foot in your mouth?
No. Yes. Always.
So which one of those
Oh.
opportunities? You got one there?
I almost had one.
Something
Yeah.
popped.
Give me a sec. Oh, this is an old one, but this is
It's an oldie but a goodie.
it's
But
an
it sounds like
oldie, but it's something I can't think of a more recent one, but I do tend to do this on the regular. And I was sitting around talking with a couple of friends of mine back in our sort of 20s, in our mid 20s, and one of the guys started talking about this new girl he was dating, but I thought there was just no way he possibly would be dating her. I just like she I was not a fan. There's just no chance. So I thought he was pulling my leg. And so I said as much, like no chance. And I don't remember my exact words, but I don't think they were flattering for any of us, but towards her. And no, in fact, he wasn't joking. They were dating, and I didn't have anything nice to say, and we are no longer friends. So that was awkward. Yeah, I felt really bad about that. That's not how I like to roll. But sometimes I tend to speak without thinking, and sometimes it gets me into trouble.
Well, thank you for sharing with us. I like to put people on the spot. You know, fair enough. I actually spilled a drink in my lap last week on the way to my daughter's basketball game. My daughter's 13 years old, so she's right at the age where,
Dad's embarrassing.
right? We usually she doesn't usually go too much on the dad's embarrassing, but yeah, like as I was literally like parking at the basketball game, 40 miles from my house, I spilled my drink all over my jeans and my lap in my car as I'm getting out. And so I walk into the gymnasium looking like I'd peed all over myself. So I'm walking into a game. It was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be so cool for my 13-year-old right here.
I did once spill a beer all over the man sitting in front of me at a hockey game once. That was also super awkward.
yeah.
We all have those moments. That's the beautiful thing is we can all connect over the fact that life can be really funny, and we all have those great moments.
Yep.
Ask you guys, what did you do in the corporate world before you went all in together now?
We actually worked for the same company. We worked for a big energy company. And I started out working in employee wellness, like health and wellness. And I transitioned into HR, equity, inclusion, diversity role.
I was in like health and safety, so helping the company prevent incidents, like big, expensive incidents that hurt people, those sorts of things. And then if we did happen to have something, do the investigation into the incident, figure out why it happened and how we can make it happen again.
All right. What do you do for a living now? Because I haven't done any introductions yet. So, what do you guys do for a living now?
Now we're relationship coaches. And I would love to tell you it was a straight line from one to the other. It definitely was not a straight line in any way, shape, or form. No matter how far you zoom out, was not a straight line. But we did eventually settle into our, I guess, like our happy place where we feel like we can contribute the most effectively to the world. And so we help people with relationships, primarily romantic relationships, but not exclusively. The skills that help your marriage also help every other relationship in your life. So we do definitely run the gamut of relationships for sure.
I love that I'm not the only person who thinks that. Like I've tried to explain that to people. Like, no, I don't just do like, romantic relationships. Like
Yeah,
honestly, Five Love Languages was one of the best books I ever read for my work relationships.
totally.
Saved
Yeah.
me so much at work.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. Everything that you apply to this relationship applies to all your other relationships.
Yeah. It's just often a little not even easier, but it's just a little more it's a little more convenient, if nothing else, to then to learn the skills at home right here and then apply them. Because I didn't want to say easy because it can be really hard, some of the things you have to do and really uncomfortable. So it's not more comfortable at home, but it's just more convenient to learn them at home with your person. And then you can apply those same skills to your business partners, to your work relationships, to your mom, to your mother in law, to your sisters, to your kids, to your who everybody.
So is that what the Road to Life podcast is about? Is that what y'all do?
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Yeah, the podcast right now, we're kind of similar to you, a little bit of a transition time. But right now we've got one episode a week. It drops every Thursday, and we just talk about relationship strategies, stories that have, from our own relationship or from our clients, and just share strategies, tips, tactics, bite-sized chunks. They're usually about 15 minutes, 20 minutes max per episode. And now we're transitioning. We're going to keep that rolling, that one episode a week, and then we're going to add to that one episode a week probably on a Monday or Tuesday where we actually interview other couples or individuals who are doing something cool in relationships that the audience can also learn from. So
Excellent. It's always good to get into that one a week habit and really kind of master that and be sure you can hit it all the time. I
Yeah.
did one a week for a long time. I actually went up to 2 episodes a week. I just scaled back to one a week again for the rebrand on the podcast. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got episode 70 coming out. Episode 69 came out yesterday. So we've very proud of ourselves that we've done 69 episodes every week consistently, never missed a week. And so we feel like we've kind of hit our groove now and we're ready to try and, dig into what it will look like and kind of plan it out a little bit, but ready to take on the leap of adding one more a week.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, guys. You're beating the statistics. Not everybody understands, getting to 70 episodes, you're so far ahead of, most people drop out of podcasting, honestly, after 3 to 10 episodes. That's the average.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, that was our goal starting was let's just I'll be honest with you, starting a podcast for us was a little bit scary. It was like telling your story and getting it out, putting it out to the universe. But it was like, okay, let's just do it and start with one episode. And then the whole last basically 70 weeks was just about being consistent and doing it every week. Even though when we listened to that first episode, it's like, oof, we weren't very good, but but we're getting better each episode. And so now we're at 70 or coming up is 70. So we're like, yeah, we've been able to, it's what is it? It's iterate before you replicate. So replicate before you iterate. So we've replicated it 70 times and now we're going to iterate what our process is and we're going to add something new. And so, yeah.
And kind of like we were talking about before we started recording that you just sort of start. Like you don't expect you don't know what it's going to be. You just sort of bite the bullet, press record and just start doing it and, see how it evolves and where it ends up. And so, yeah, the first one felt really vulnerable and it still does sometimes feel really vulnerable to go on there and talk. And, sometimes it feels like you're just, calling out in the universe and the abyss and you're not sure if anyone's actually out there, but it's been really good to get those reps in and to kind of push through that discomfort and just start sharing our strategies and try to share that with as many people as possible. Because like you said, a lot of it does come from our coaching sessions. And so if one or two people are struggling with it, probably a lot more people are struggling with it too. So let's try and, serve as many people as we possibly can through the podcast.
I still have my very first episode up on my YouTube channel. And when I'm struggling, I go back and watch that first episode. I'm like, wow, I'm so awkward. So
But
bad.
this is how far I've come.
Yeah.
Right. That's my little pick me up. I'm like, yay, okay. I'm doing better than I thought I was. All right.
Yeah.
It's important to have those things, right? It's really important to be able to see how far you've come. Because sometimes
that was hard for me.
Yeah.
Talking to a person's easy. Talking to a camera without someone, I ended up like taping a picture of my friend's face over the camera lens.
Smart.
Because I was just like,
yeah,
welcome to the podcast. Yeah,
Yeah. It
so
feels marginally less awkward if you've got another human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what is something everybody should know about YouTube before we dig in today?
Something everyone should know about us is we just want to see people win. We just want to see everybody win. Like, we've both been in stages of our life where we didn't have this. Like, we were both in other relationships. We were both, I was single for a decade. Like, I, we both know what it's like not to have a thriving relationship and how that supports every area of your life. And we just want everyone to know what that feels like, and whether that's working with us or somebody else, like, it doesn't really matter to us. If you can get some help anywhere you can get it, podcasts, wherever, everyone deserves to have a relationship that lifts them up and helps get them closer to their dreams.
I would say that, and we're really fun. we do it in a fun way.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, not for nothing, but like when you think about relationships and when they're not going well, and the idea of, like, turning that around and dealing with all those challenges in relationships, it can feel daunting, it can feel scary, and the idea of doing the work seems unappealing, we'll say. You can do it and have fun.
Okay. Guys, we've been getting to know Craig and Meredith just a little bit, who they are, kind of what makes them ticks, to see the person behind just the names and find out a little bit how we all fit together.